How's it going, guys? In today's video, I'm going to be talking about my favorite Van Halen song, and that is Feelin from the Balance album. And today I'm going to be walking you through the bulk of its parts. I'm not going into crazy minute detail. It's kind of similar to what maybe Rick Beato would do in a What Makes This Song Great episode. It's just my take on things. To follow along with this lesson, you need to be tuned down half a step. And just to briefly explain my gear, because a lot of people are going to ask about this. It's the same as it is in every video and has been for the last 2 years. I'm using a Blackstar AMPED 3 for my distortion. All of my effects are coming from a Yamaha THR30II amp, and the guitar is a completely stock EVH 5150 in Stealth Black. Very quickly before we get going, if you want a deep dive into the techniques and how to capture the feel of Van Halen, please visit the link in the description box below. Just at the end of 2024, I launched a Van Halen course called Unlocking Van Halen. It is my techniques course. I go through a real deep dive on how to not only capture the feel of Van Halen, but learn all of his little habits and facets that make Eddie such a special player and innovator. And I think you guys are really going to love it. Hundreds of you have downloaded it already and are really seeing the benefits from getting it. So please visit the link below. It would really help me a lot. It'll help you too. Now, I absolutely love this song. It captures everything that I like about Eddie Van Halen's playing. It's got finger picking. It's also got the heavy rhythm playing. You've got all of the lead and the tricks that you could ever need to adopt his style. And it's all very tastefully placed as well. It's not like a dive bomb or a squeal thrown in at any given opportunity. It's very carefully placed. The song structure's amazing, and it's an education in chords. It taught me so much, this track, and it's a good song in its own right. That's why I love it so much. And just to give you an idea of what this video is going to be, I'm going to be demonstrating the parts to you so that you can take what you will from it, and spending time on areas of note within the song rather than a super detailed breakdown of the song. Just the intro to this song alone is a narrative in terms of chords and technique. I'm just going to play it through for you and I'll break down certain parts. Ah, how nice. What you've got here is all of your familiar chords that a lot of you will know already. Starts off with a B chord, essentially. Then you've got open A. And one thing to take note of here is B is a recurring note throughout the entire thing. The whole progression orbits around that note. So you've got your B power chord. Open A, second on the D, and then 4 on the G remains. Bass note changes to a G, and you've got an open D now. Then it goes down to an F sharp. Then you pull off to an open E. Then essentially B minor there, but with no fifth. So you've got an open D there. And that 4th on the G string hasn't gone anywhere, it's still. But now it has. We're going over to a D chord here. And you've got the open high E on the top and then the major third. So. An important thing is to make sure you place emphasis on those top notes. It really brings the melody out. So just to take you through what we've got so far. Then we go back through the same chord progression with something subtly different. There and barring across. So that sounds really complicated. Just bar an A major chord. Then go 3rd on the B, and then 2 on the B. Back through. And he also changes throughout the track how he ends that chord progression. Either way, it produces a really nice result. And one technical thing to point out here as well is at the end of that chord there, where you've got essentially an A chord and the open B and high E together, you rake through with your index finger, you just brush your nail across the strings. Beautiful. Sammy Hagar would then come in and sing over this part, very similar to the intro with some minor differences, take note. Before it makes me sick. Then you've got this really cool idea. Super cool. So that is essentially the same chords that you got in the intro. So an E9 chord there. Then you've got D string there. Then you add the minor third onto the end there to make it E minor, so D major, back through again. Here's a cool thing, you sort of slide away from the chord, it's like you give up on it, up to G major, D major, then you sneak onto the end there, that E flat there, so then you would cycle back through your intro chords again. The only exception this time is it's the part before the track truly kicks in with all the oomph. So you've got, just to break that down again. Then see, all of these cool little bits, you don't get them in typical Van Halen tracks. So you got, so that is a root and a third there, B minor, sliding up to D major. Then you got C major. Then you slide up to E minor, D major, up to F sharp minor. That's E minor. Then G major and A major. So then you've got this cool chord here just before the track kicks off. 12 on the D, open G, B15 and open high E. That would be the intro to Feelin. Let's get on to some of the heavier stuff. Now for the chorus and for the second verse, you don't have to learn too much in the way of new chords because they're the same as the intro, but they're played with more distortion and with different techniques. And this is what's really clever about Van Halen, the way they write things. They repurpose the same chords to create different parts of the song. That sounds completely obvious, but take Ain't Talking About Love as a similar example. Same chords. One version's played with arpeggiation to create the intro. Then for the chorus, it's the same chords, just they're played more openly with more volume. Obviously designed for a chorus to go over the top. But for my waffling here is the chorus for Feelin. Then the verse, same chords, but listen. Exactly the same. Before I get into the solo, I'm going to break down that heavy riffing bit there as well. You've got a squeal to begin with, that is 2nd fret on the B and high E. Then you just bring the bar down. Then what you've got is this riff here. You're going open, low E and the A string. A string 5th fret, and then you hammer on to that 7th fret there. You do the same thing, you just take the whole pattern upper string, so it would be the A and D string. So you've got 5, hammer on to 7 there. 5 on the A. Then you almost brush through the low E and the A string again, but this time you are playing the 5th fret and then hammering on to the 7th on the A. So 5 on the D there and 5 on the A. Then essentially D and C power chords. A string there, and then a dive bomb all the way down. And one thing to get the accuracy with that dive bomb very quickly here, a little technique tip, is don't just dive bomb and go down. You've got to give it a little bit of a shake as you're going down. Now, solo time. That solo is awesome, but it's a ball ache because you've got to change pickups in really awkward places. You start off with essentially a thematic element, which is the sort of thing, again, you'd find it in Ain't Talking About Love. It's weird how this resembles that track in a bizarre way. You've got notes fretted on the B string here, 3rd up to 5 with the open high E. Same notes as Ain't Talking About Love as well. Really cool, that. Then what we do is we change to the neck pickup. In the demo there I missed it, I went to the middle pickup, it's the neck pickup. Up to the 12th. So what you've got there, essentially is a repetitive idea where I'm picking the note. Then there's a weird sort of splutter of a run here, and there's an element of leeway where it doesn't really matter what you do here, provided you get to the next part on time. And you can do... But it's spluttered, it's not perfect. If there's anything that you can deliberately manufacture to mess up, it would be these notes. No. And some classic Van Halen tapping stuff on the end here. That is a staple Van Halen lick. You've got... tapping the 22nd fret there. Pull off, let it down. hammer on from nowhere onto the B string, 15 pull off to 12. Then over to the 22nd fret of the B string. Hammer on, bend up a step. Then pull off to that bent note there, so you go. Back to that same lick again. Then essentially beat it tapping. Repeated lick again there. Then what you've got is this idea. A really cool isolated tapping part here if I just break down the one. Then it goes up to the next position in the E minor scale, but on the B string. So what you've got here, it's essentially a sliding tapping idea here where, so then all you're doing there is essentially like a blues sort of, if you like, it varies that live as well. So if there's any correct way to do it, it's just sort of make sure those notes are included but phrased in that sort of bluesy way, still sticking with the neck pickup. Then what you're doing here is you're sliding up 12th fret on the B string, bending up the 15th fret on the high E. You're bending up almost to the point where the string's gonna break. And then you hear, I've seen him do it this way where you'll go up to A minor pentatonic, and then I've heard other ones where he'll do that Steve Lukather thing where back to that theme again. You've got to change pickups while doing that lick. So that there you've got back to that heavy riff. Then you've got to change pickups again, middle position like you were in the intro. That would be the end of your solo effectively. Then we're going to go into what would be another chorus. There's nothing different there. The ending to the track though is fabulous. My favourite part of the song to play by far. Once you come out of that clean part of the solo, you've got a really cool dive bomb lick. It's essentially open D, open A, open E. Into your chorus you'd go. And one of the main things to learn here if you're getting into Van Halen is you, rather than pick the note, pull off with your fretting hand. So So just to break down that last part of the song there, where you've got your big open chords once again, you've got a big B chord. So it goes 4 on the A. Slide up to that 5th fret, and then you should have your index finger free. 4 on the D and 4 on the G. Then E minor essentially. Then keeping that G string ringing, really important for this next bit. You've got to then go to an F sharp power chord, but keep that open B string ring because you're going to need it again. So and there are different fills that Eddie will do here. I've gone for 2 of them in this particular lesson. What you'll do is kind of similar to something you did, I think, in On Fire. So that is a 2 on the B and high E, and then you upstroke for those open notes. Then I've heard him do variations on like a blues scale. Billy Gibbons playing with pinch harmonics. Then back into what would be your run of the chords. It goes on for quite a while, that, but I've tried to sort of streamline it for the sake of the video. Then you got your same chords you had in the intro. Then this cool thing. So it goes an A major triad essentially. So then you've got this little melody on the G string here where it goes 6, 7, then 9. Then you're going with your index finger, you're barring across the entire 7th fret. Then what you've got, instead of it being, you change over to what would be essentially B minor, then you've got a C sharp there on the 9th fret there. That is your last chord of the track there. Again, raking the finger through like you did in the intro. Super cool. I absolutely love Feelin in its entirety. All of those chordal ideas you can take, manipulate, and change up to suit you. And I think all round, that is why it is my favourite Van Halen song. Thank you very much for watching this video, you guys. I hope you've liked what you've seen. If you want me to do another video like this on another track that you've heard me do before, please list it in the comments below. I'd love to know what you think. In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you absolutely love me, and I'll see you again in the next video. Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.